Rolling?
Yeah, rolling.
The world is ready? Alright, we back again, y'all, with another weekly episode of the Don't Be Offended. We got our favorite guest again.
Hey.
Y'all want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'll go first. My name is.
You got stage fright. It sounds like you just looking like.
No, well, I thought Lindsay was gonna go
Yeah,
first, but she was like, "Hey," but then she paused. So, or unless you want to go first,
I'm gonna take it. Hey everybody, my name is Pearl, and I'm from the Peace Spot podcast.
and I'm Paris, and I'm her co-host from the Peace Podcast.
Yeah, I'm Mike. Y'all know, the one and only. Hey, every day I wake up, I lose 2 Twitter followers though. But you can go.
You got the count? You be still doing that? The count?
Now I just noticed they be gone. I just look and be there.
What you think?
So you know how many Twitter followers you have?
Yeah, I ain't got a lot.
Oh,
I noticed when the number is
okay.
something missing.
Why you think is that?
Because I say what I want. People don't agree with
A
it.
chauvinist, a chauvinist sexist pig.
Go introduce yourself,
Oh
man.
man, I need no introduction. It's Mac.
Mac Attack. Yeah, man. Y'all crazy.
All right.
Alright, we can get it. We can just get into this first topic. I guess it ain't really a topic. I'm sure people seen the story about the guy who basically kid died, I guess, because the car overheated because he didn't want to break his window. So basically the story is this guy that lives in Vegas. Everybody knows it's hot as hell in Vegas. They say it was like 96 degrees. He basically left his he basically left his car running. He left his car running with his keys in the ignition. I forgot how old the little girl was, but she obviously wasn't old enough to unlock the door or something. So, I guess as a father, he's trying to get in the car, whatever. He called the cops. The cops told him multiple times, just break the window. I guess he called his girl. He told the cops, like, nah, I'm not breaking the window. Called his girl. His girl, like, I'm going to call a locksmith or something. He denied her, like, nah, they not finna mess up my new Nissan Altima, as they say. Mm-hmm. He called his brother or somebody, cousin, for help. His brother didn't want to come. So basically, the window didn't get broke. And I guess before they got in the car, the little girl died of, like, overheating. So my thing, obviously, it's a fucked up story. Mm-hmm. I was just wondering what y'all think, because there was a lot of people in the comments. I seen the story on Facebook. A lot of people was like, oh, the cops should have been held accountable too for not coming, or the brother should have came. And I don't know why they was saying the girlfriend had some accountability, but what y'all think?
I think the father's trash in this situation. I think, honestly, I just think it's trash because although I'm not a parent, I'm not a mother right now, but I would assume that, one who has children, if your child is in danger, you're going to do anything and everything to make sure you save your child. And so, I mean, just the fact that he was not willing to damage a vehicle can be replaced. That's an object. Right. Like, you can get a new car. You can't get a new child. Like, at least that person, So I think he's trash for that. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with the fact that everybody else should be blamed. Because he was there at the scene, and if he could have done something to get his child out at that moment, regardless of who else was coming, he should have done that. But he cared more about his little Nissan, and that's why he's trash.
Nobody should have been responsible but him. That's his baby.
Exactly.
No, he trash. For real.
Super trash.
And when it something was like he just got custody of the kid or something, like he just...
I heard that.
It was something like he just won custody in court or something.
Me personally,
that
I think
makes
something
it
more
worse.
to the story. Because like it was an older Nissan, one brand I was looking at it, and that type of Nissan with the fob don't let you lock yourself out of the car. Like keys with the fobs, and then like the Nissan make a noise if you leave the fob in the car. They detect the fob in the car. Second is like, I already think the girl was already dead inside the car. Like I know it sounds weird, but I think she was already dead inside the car. Probably something already happened because you didn't want to break your window to save your daughter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I really don't get it.
Well, they can prove that though, and autopsy takes nothing. They can figure that out if something happened.
But I don't think nobody else should be responsible. Some places the cops not even allowed to like help you break open your door.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago, they don't.
Yeah, they don't do that
They
no
don't
more.
help you break up
Yeah.
your door.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lady, they gotta have your like. They want to break your window, so they gotta have your permission to do it. Like
Yeah,
unless
they
you're like a criminal or something. But if you get your key stuck in the lock, because you could charge the police for damaging your property.
Right.
Okay.
So if they help you jimmy open your car, if something breaks on your car, you get charged.
They're liable
They're
for it.
liable for
Okay.
it. So a lot of places don't. The police not allowed to help you. You don't know where the mother was at. Even she had a car or nothing like that. I know it's your child, but you don't know what her transportation and what she gonna do if she got another key to the car or something. Second, the brother, you don't know the scenario, and long story short, just bust the damn window. That's all you gotta do, like bust the window, like
No,
long story short, just bust the window.
It's
like
very simple.
It's very simple. Bust the window.
He was making too many phone calls. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right, instead
that
of
is
saving
true.
his child.
Like,
Yeah.
That's sick, actually, because she suffered in the back and you make a phone call.
Yeah.
Right, over an
I would instantly just bust the window as soon as I saw it stuck in. I would just bust the window. I like, oh, Jesus.
Exactly.
He probably had no insurance on his
It
shit.
don't
That's
matter,
his
like,
trifling
I would've
fault.
What's
bust
that,
them.
$800?
But it's
He
your
ain't had no
child. I
insurance.
mean, he
It's a
should have been
child.
jumping on the hood of the car, anything, trying to kick in the window. I mean, it's your
Go
child.
get a brick, but I'd rather my daughter have
Yeah.
some glass damage than
Right.
to lose her life.
What's a car window? But that just goes to show you some people shouldn't have children because in these situations, like clearly they don't know how to make decisions that are important. Like that's your whole
Let
child.
me ask though this, because going back to what you said, you think it was something else. You think she was dead before.
Yeah, I think it was something else because it don't make sense.
What you think? Like, what's the scenario then?
I think he probably did some damage to her something beforehand, and like just left her in the car to say she died from heat exhaustion. Because I don't think he been arrested yet.
He is
I
in
don't
jail.
know.
He in jail.
Well, I saw a mugshot on Facebook, and I also saw people were like sharing like pictures of him with this brand new Nissan. Like, from a couple
He
weeks
talking
ago.
about he got blessed up with his new job.
Yeah, and I honestly
man,
don't care what type of car it was. He should have busted the window, and he's trash. Just want to reiterate that he's trash.
My man was filling his car. He didn't want to mess it up.
What you got done, Mike?
Huh?
What you got done?
Well, being that I'm a professional in that field, I would have just unlocked the door myself. But if I couldn't, I would have just broke the window.
You think everybody else should go to jail?
Everybody like who?
The cop,
The
the
cop.
baby.
I
They're
think-
not finna lock up them people. They weren't there.
Exactly.
I think if his brother did not come in, I think he should he shouldn't go to jail, but
Nigga, I've been like at the house before. My mama did not come and open the door.
like if his brother knew the situation, he should have some
Like my
type of.
mama.
I was like at the house before.
Oh nah, but nah, I don't know. I don't want to say he should go to jail, obviously, but if he denied coming, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say. I don't know. I feel like he got some. I don't know how to explain. He ain't got no real accountability, but I feel like he fucked up in some way too.
He
You know
probably
what
told
I'm
his dad to
saying?
bust the window.
It ain't say that though. It say he ain't say bust a window.
But
From
did
what
he-
I read, I don't know.
Did he
if the-
really need someone to tell him
Yeah,
to
real
bust the
talk.
window? It's kind of
Yeah,
like
real
a common
talk.
sense
You
thing.
called all these
Like,
people for what? Just bust
Yeah.
the window.
right,
Yeah,
it was
that's
very
true.
simple. And I understand, like, maybe he didn't have anything to do it, but did you attempt to? And it doesn't seem like he attempted
No,
to.
because you could find something.
Unless the nigga got a bulletproof window.
Use your
man.
fist.
Man, I've been over there.
Wrap your shirt around your hand.
I'm not strong enough to punch a window out.
Man, bone, elbow.
Oh, did
you
something.
can use something, yeah. Kick it. Oh yeah, you kick it.
I ain't strong enough to kick no window either.
Bicycle
A rock, a
kick.
tree
Get up
branch,
there.
something.
But I would have tried.
I would have tried.
And broke
And I
my
mean-
ankle or my
Yeah.
leg trying to free my baby. But, I mean, hey.
He in Vegas too though. It's somebody around, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what part of Vegas, but it's somebody around, you feel me? But we could jump to the next topic. I was just wondering about that though, cause I was in Vegas actually when I read that story, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, this crazy. Did this just happen or something? But nah, we was talking about this week. We was talking about like discrimination or whatever. So we brought up the topic about like, you know, regular discrimination or whatever, but more like specifically like institutionalized discrimination. So I'm wondering like how like
You talking about like
prominent is that like do you see that, like how often do you see that happen, or is that a real thing?
you talking about in the black community with each other, or
No.
you talking about in like
Well, like in the workforce, you trying to get in school, you trying to get this job, like any, I guess you want to say corporate setting, or any opportunity you trying to make some money or something or better yourself. do you think it's like that discrimination thing still like sits there? Is it still real? You know what I'm saying? Because some people are like, oh, women is CEOs now, or you see these people doing this now, so it ain't no discrimination. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying they gonna let one person do it just to say it's not. But
So you think they just do the...
I think it's I can't even say the word. Discrimination. In the workforce. I'll take my last job, for instance, when I worked at, I was like one of the few black managers there, and everybody else was like white males, good old boy. It was the grocery store.
You had them in a cotton field, huh?
Yeah, so I was like, so it was like, the store I was working at, like I went to other stores to visit. It was nothing but like white people working at every store, corporate office, white people. Everybody was white, and then they just say like slick stuff, like not even realize what they saying. Like Deontay, oh, that's a unique name. That's discrimination. That's discrimination. Like that's a unique name. Like that.
So you think you got hired off the fact that we need just this one black dude so we can look good, or it's like my resume is good enough?
My resume is good enough. But I just feel like they hired me. Well, my resume was good. Plus, like, shit, ain't no black managers. Like, ain't no black managers.
You the token Negro that
ain't no black managers. We in a black community, but ain't no black managers. It's all black workers, but ain't no black managers for neither store.
Nah, for real.
I'm just gonna turn to the fan for a second. Like,
What y'all think?
I mean, quotas and all of that stuff is very real. Part of the reason why I got into my career, my profession, is to kind of end some of that institutionalized racism. So I want to do it for my staff, and I want to do it for the students that we have in our buildings. Like, there's not a lot of black teachers out there.
Right.
And unfortunately, like, there's not a lot of people of color going into the teaching profession because it's not set up for us to go into. There's so many additional test requirements that we're not taught in high school to even go into a teaching profession 9 times out of 10. So they're searching for diversity in education, but there is no diversity in education. We're looking for unicorns.
I'm sure, I'll cut you off, but another side of, like, example of this, discrimination is the chief diversity officer is always a black person. It's a black woman. It's always a black woman. Every company when they have a problem, chief diversity officer is a black woman. That's discrimination.
I was gonna say, touching on the school thing, I think it is because if you notice, women teachers is always women now. It ain't like no black teachers no more.
There's not a lot.
Or black male teachers.
Black male teachers. That's what I mean.
Teachers.
Black male teachers, and I seen somebody break that down. Like, that's because, like, you know, of course, women, they nurture whatever, but you still need like a male to like, for that kind of like, not really discipline, but you know, a male could like kind of put fear in you without putting fear.
It's representation.
Yeah, it's like, it's like a man can raise a boy. Like a woman can't really raise a boy, they got to raise a boy. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, I think that's kind of a setup thing too for like discrimination. That's why ain't like no black male teachers. You know what I'm saying? They target mostly women or black women or white women, you know what I'm saying? Which really is bad to me, you know what I'm saying?
When's the first time you had a black male teacher?
I never had a black male teacher.
Never?
Ever. Besides in college.
I was going to say it wasn't until college for me.
Yeah.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Never. Besides in college.
I always had black male teachers.
Never.
Always?
Always. Not like every class, but at least it was like...
Well, you know, Chicago, y'all
not
needed
gym teachers. We're not even talking gym teachers. We're talking like regular history teachers, principals, stuff like that. I always had black teachers.
I think it was junior high for me. Maybe I may have had
I don't even know what junior high is.
Well, see, out in the suburbs, you know, they do, you know, like...
Y'all ain't had grades up here, y'all just...
I don't know, like...
Elementary school and this high school.
See, in the suburbs, they like to send you to elementary school, then you get to go to junior high, which is like 6th through 8th, and then you go to high school. Nah, okay, right. Well, out in the burbs, I had I think I may have had like maybe one that I can think of, a black male teacher in junior high, and then definitely like in college, but they're rare. Mm-hmm. It's not many of them. But
like me personally, I originally went to school. I majored in history, but I thought about teaching. But when I got to try to get into the teacher program, it was so much stuff they wanted you to do. I was like, I'm straight on this. Like the requirements, the rest of all the other stuff you have to do. Like I was just straight on it. Like
it was too much.
It was too much. I was like, man, I'm not gonna do this shit to deal with these badass kids.
Real talk, because that's what I was going to school for originally, to be an art teacher.
They
See, that's part of the
That's what I'm
problem. They
saying.
need
Kids bad
teachers.
as
Kids,
hell.
I ain't want to deal with the kids.
Kids
That's
bad as
why.
hell.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't even the work for me. I was just like, I don't want to deal with
My
kids.
kids bad as fuck.
But you know, and they underpaid. Let's be real. Like
Yeah.
They make some money.
teachers
man.
should be
Teachers make
like
some
one of
money.
the highest
But
paid.
Pearl, like, I don't know.
You know, like I do HR
Oh.
in the school
Oh, you
district.
probably
That teachers
getting the
be
bread
making
then.
some money.
They be
Oh,
making money. They be making money, man.
Because
Well, you-
I be doing some job offers, and I'm like, okay.
Well, you know the
missy.
low income schools be getting more money from the government or whatever. So
Oh, I'm not in. I'm in the western suburbs, so the community really
That's
takes
good.
care of them teachers.
Right.
oh okay.
Because it's mostly
Oh,
based
yeah,
off
they getting that
taxes
bread,
and what's
yeah.
going on in your community.
Yeah.
So the better the community, the higher the taxes, the better the school district. Like these kids are playing with drones.
Oh shit.
These kids got it made.
I don't
Right.
know that life.
Trust me, they alright.
At least I had junior high school, unlike Magnet.
Dude, who says like I don't know?
You didn't.
It was just elementary.
I know what junior high is, but I don't know what grade.
So when did y'all?
It's 6th through 8th.
When did y'all elementary stop? Like what grade?
8th.
Y'all elementary stopped in 8th, nigga. You was grown.
Elementary school.
Grown man.
Nigga, you was grown.
Elementary school. Elementary school. Grammar school is K through 8.
You know, I had never heard it called grammar school till
So I came
So
here.
I-
What did they call it?
elementary school.
Okay.
Elementary.
Elementary,
Like,
junior
no one
high.
called it,
K
and then
through 8.
junior high, then high school.
Oh
Yeah. I don't know.
Y'all was grown in elementary, bro.
K through
8th
8.
grade, you what? What you 14?
13, 14.
I was supposed to be at elementary school.
Did y'all still rotate classes, or y'all just have a homeroom teacher?
No, rotate classes.
So y'all had like
Okay.
a home.
Well, I was thinking like it's like
Because I never heard of that shit.
Y'all just showed y'all fire for the first time. Y'all some fucking caveman.
But the topic is institutionalized racism. But tell us about your junior high experience.
Right.
Yeah,
We're
that's
like, we wanna know
discrimination
more.
right there, boy. That's discrimination. They
I
want to
said
get y'all
school
a junior
discrimination. They
high.
had you stand up in a single foul line. It's
Yeah,
teach you how to get
and-
prepared for jail.
They teach you how to. They
Not jail.
They teach you how to.
For real, they
The
teach
country
you.
is controlled. Like they teaching you how to like follow
Single
rules
foul
and all
line,
that.
Single foul line. Boys on this side, girls
Yep.
on this side.
First
You gotta
thing you
ask to use the
do.
bathroom. Like when I first went to college, it was so odd to me that you could really get up and out of class
Yeah.
and go to the bathroom anytime you
Hell
wanted
yeah.
to. I used to raise my hand. But you like, you don't have to raise your hand. You gotta.
You grown.
He's like,
You been grown
Right.
since 8th grade. You grown,
Yeah,
man.
like go to the hall pass to be out here. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Nah,
like
for
that.
real.
Yeah, definitely not in college. They're like, you can figure it out. If you need to go pee, go pee. If you want to come to class, come to class. Like it's up to you.
Nah, that shit do start like you saying though. It do start when you're young though. Now that you really think about it, like they like forming your mind to do shit like, and like just like how you learn your ABCs, A B C D. That's the first thing you think of when you trying to think of your ABCs. The song.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the I before E except after C. I think is it. That's how. That's what I'm saying. I can remember that from 2nd grade.
I'm over here like,
Y'all ain't got junior high school, bro. But that's what But you see how it's like I can still remember that because that's how they program. Every day we go to class, what we got to do? Raise our hand for the flag, for the what is called
Pledge of
Allegiance.
Yeah.
Or put your hand over your heart, or stand up for the national anthem when we go. Like
And my we did the
programmed.
Black Lady Pledge of Allegiance too, though.
Did you really?
Nah, we ain't
That's
never
dope.
did that.
Yeah.
See,
I was the
yeah.
only black
Yeah,
kid
both.
in my school. There was like 5 of us, so there was definitely no.
Yeah, we did that.
Lift every
We was
voice
in the
and
nigga
sing.
school.
Oh, yeah.
Not a nigga school.
I was at the next school. It was like 5 white people at my school,
Really?
but we ain't never did
It
that.
was it was mostly back then they started busting in the Latinos,
yeah.
and then it was like a mixture, like us and the Latinos.
So how do you feel about programs that only diverse students get to be a part of? So for instance, the 5 black kids at my school were all part of an organization where they took us to like college visits. We did like weekend trips.
Just the 5 black.
Just the 5 black kids.
Oh,
That's
So how do you feel about that?
that's petty.
If I was white, I ain't college.
Boy, y'all-
I got like a little special note in my mailbox at school, and I was like, "You have been invited to the Black Caucus of Students." I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Thanks for
what's
being a
good?"
Negro.
Thanks,
Basically,
Negro.
Like, thanks for being
We
here.
get
It's
this
like
grant money
in
since
one
y'all
sense, I'm
Negroes
not
here.
mad at it, but then on the other hand, I'm kind of offended that you had to go through
Yeah,
that
it's messed
because
up.
why not take all the students on these college visits? Now, were they like HBCUs or
No,
just
no.
okay?
Like we went to like Eastern, we went to Illinois State, we went to Northern.
Also,
Illinois
places
schools.
they could have took all the kids.
Shows you
Right.
how segregation still exists.
Yeah.
Man.
Which I think that was the like best thing that ever could have happened to us. But
What?
Segregation?
Segregation.
I kind of agree.
I think segregation was the best thing we ever had in this country, at least.
Really?
I can see
Yes.
that.
Like do you wish it would go back to that?
Yeah, yes, I wish it
So
never
you
would have
want,
left
like
that.
a colored and a white, like
No,
Not
Oh, right. 'Cause
not,
I'm not.
okay.
not their idea of
Oh,
Okay, I'm like-
because
So,
not their
Did you
idea.
see my eyes?
let,
I'm like,
let me say it like this.
which one do I go to?
Okay, let me say
Right.
it like this. Like, so
You would have a
black,
problem.
Blacks fought so hard to want to be accepted by whites in their society. Jackie Robinson. Little people know that the Negro Basketball League was drawing in more people
Way more.
than the Major League Baseball, and it was up and coming. So by them giving Jackie Robinson that, they really was just trying to tear down the other building up to like leagues because they were doing their own thing, just like the workforce and stuff like that. Black people had their own communities, own doctors, own lawyers, and they was happy with that. But then, how about this? Lindsay joining our white firm. You know, okay, I'm joining a white firm. It's a social status.
Yeah.
It's said about whites.
That's what they
Well,
make.
the
it
real
to.
social status was to have our own banks, have our own living system and stuff like that. So segregation kind of messed that up.
I don't know if I look
You
at it that way, but
You look at the racism like getting hit with a brick upside
Not-
the head.
not even.
Think about. Not to cut your point off.
Yeah.
Think about how Chinese people do, right?
uh-huh.
They got Chinatown. You ever go to Chinatown? They don't want you down there. They want Chinese people
Still
in
eating that
Chinatown.
crab ragout.
They would.
All these signs in Chinese.
You feel me? They would gladly
No.
they money rotate and they don't keep our money here. You know what I'm saying? And look, they rich. Chinese people rich as hell. You see, they got the most people in the world in China and Asia and all that, and even Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Dubai. Look at all that. Like they got hella money, but they only deal with they people. You know what I'm saying?
But why do you think we can't do that?
We were talking
They
about
don't
the trust
want
black
us.
people. We were talking about the trust.
Yeah,
each
they
other.
don't want
Are
us
we
to do
taught
that.
that, or do we have like experiences that turn people off from like shopping and doing things?
Okay,
within
let me tell you what I
community?
did.
But we was taught that though,
I'm sure exactly what I did.
I don't
That.
because we
necessarily
had
think we
Black
were taught
Wall
that.
Street. We had all that.
Well, I mean, I acknowledge all of that, and I do think, you know, within our history, it is unfortunate that we did have some of these things, and like, unfortunately, white people took that from us. You know, they destroyed it, set us on fire, did all that stuff. It's
Let me ask
unfortunate.
you this question. Let's say you go to a black business, and let's say that black cashier is rude to you,
Okay.
and you like, damn, that's why I don't fuck with niggas. That's why I don't fuck with nigga business.
First thing, yeah.
Just
But
like
let's say
that,
go to
okay.
the white store, go to Old Navy.
Okay.
They rude to you. You just like, oh man, this racist ass place. But you're not saying you're not coming back. You just saying this place racist. You're not saying you're not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You just saying this place racist. She's watching the service, but you're not saying you're not coming back. One bad experience at a black business will stop you from coming down.
Not all the time. Not always one bad experience. Like, I have dealt with black business on multiple levels. And I will say, though, sometimes I think what frustrates me, not all the time, but sometimes I feel like our people have an issue with, like, being, I don't know, professional. Like, I feel like I've gone into some, like, black establishments and it's too familiar and it kind of messes up the experience. And I've had bad customer service with all types of races and ethnicities of people. So that's not really a thing to me. But I think sometimes with our people, I think, I don't know, it's just a familiar, like, they get too familiar, too comfortable, which kind of messes up my experience. And it upsets me because it's like, I still want a certain level of service, whether you're a black person or a white person. If I'm spending money, I expect a certain level of service. And I think sometimes we're expected to lower our standard of service just to support our own people, which I don't think is okay. Now, I understand, you know, especially if it's a new business, trying to give people a chance. You know, no one's going to be perfect, especially if they just starting out. And I really hope people will give black business, like, especially if they're just starting out, like, that opportunity. But I have been to some places or dealt with some businesses where it's just, like, very unprofessional, super, like, familiar or comfortable. It's just not done right. And it makes me mad because it's like, I want to support you. I want to put you on, but you're not handling me like these other places would handle me. And I mean, it's just the truth.
I'm gonna use that today. I wrote on Google and wrote a bad review today about this place.
The black business?
The black business, and I probably won't go there.
You're an old
again.
white man. You going?
No, I'm not gonna say the name of the restaurant,
Say-
but I order
put 'em out there.
I order food from this place all the time. Probably like maybe twice a month, 3 times a month. I'll order food from there when I like that. Like since I've been back in Chicago.
All right.
I called today. I like, yeah, can I place an order so I can just come grab it up? She's like, we don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? It's like, you want to pay over the phone or you got to come in and wait? I'm like, this something new? Because I always get food from her. Like, this something new? She's like, what? Like, nah, we've been doing that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this actually talking to me. I'm like, I order food from there all the time. Like, I start naming like the people, like the light-skinned guy with the ponytail. I start naming the other light-skinned, like, I can always order my food and just come pick it up. She's like, well, you could just come in for, I'm like, I don't want to really come in and wait for you to make this food. I'd rather just, order it and come grab it. Now, she would say this was something new, and they had, let's say she would have gave me an explanation, like, this is something new, we have people not order and not show. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. But she started getting an attitude. She's like, I don't know what to tell you. She's like, I don't know what to tell you then. Like, are you going to order it or are you going to give her the phone? I'm like, I really don't feel comfortable giving my card information over the phone.
Right.
She's like, well, okay.
See, that's
I was like,
back to what she
I was
said.
like, what? I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I order it all the time, but okay. Thank you for your customer service, man. And I just hung up the phone. And I got on my phone and wrote a review and they're like, man, I probably will never go there again.
But I think I blame the business owners to a certain extent because when you hire people, you need to be hiring people that's going to represent your business. And so sometimes I feel like we be so eager to like support our communities and like nothing's wrong with that. You should support your community, but we're not vetting people. Just like any other job would like vet people. Are you qualified to work here?
Yeah.
Do you have the personality or like the morals to be in my business? Because like I wouldn't hire somebody for my business who's like, well, oh well, like ma'am, you taking money out my business.
And she would have just said like, yeah, we had people not order before. This is something new we be doing.
Yeah.
I would have understood that because I call other restaurants, they say that like people don't show for their orders. I'm like, okay, I respect it.
I think that's like you were saying, like I forgot what word you used, like comfortable or familiar. That's what you use. It's like to me, I think like black people kind of got this unspoken like togetherness, like we just kind of think the same. And it's like you could have this hello, how you doing with a white dude, and as soon as a black dude come by, it's like, oh, what's up, bro? Whether it's a business or even the whole handshake thing. You know the video with Obama shaking their hands, he shake the white guy hand, he go to Kevin Durant, he do the you know, it's like we just got that somehow without us knowing. And I think that's what even like the business owners, is their fault too. Because it's like automatic when a black person come in or a black person call, I'm good, I could chill, I ain't gotta be professional.
They're real
man, I know these my guys, you know what I'm saying? But we doing business with you, you want my money, so you ain't gotta be all, hey, how you doing, sir? You know what I'm saying? But still be professional, like he said. If she would have explained it, it probably would have went totally different.
I probably would have ordered the food because she's like, "This we been doing it. Like, I be here." Like,
right.
I'm like, she's like, "What you want?" I'm like, I get rid off the meal and the price. Like, how much it's gonna be? I get the same thing every time I go there. And there's been times like I went there and my food was nasty. Like, they gave me cold food and stuff like that, nasty food. That didn't even tear me off, because the people was nice. People make mistakes. That wasn't really effective for me.
Yeah.
Like I know how their food could be. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give them a benefit of the doubt. They had a bad day this day. But when she was talking to me like that, I was like, yeah, I'm straight. And I went to Pepe's, man. I went to El Mexico in there, bro.
Pablo,
but that's not just in business. So I do a lot of interviews, and they'll get to my interview. I'm usually the last because I'm the hiring manager. And especially if it's a person of color, they'll come into that third interview, and they're like, woo! Like, I am so glad it's you. And I'm like, hey, like, okay, I still got a few questions to ask you. And they were like, man, this one time, and they have like the most loose examples for their interview questions. And I'm like, look, like, we still got to conduct this interview. I still got questions to fill out for you. But like, they really get excited when they see like that final step is like assist, because they like, ooh, I just know I'm good. And I'm like, we still got to, this is still a professional.
But you don't know you're good, though.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny you bring that up, because I think that's the thing too, is like when you see that black person or sister or brother, it's like, oh, they gotta hire me now, or why wouldn't you hire your brother? Why wouldn't you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then if you don't hire them, even though they had a fucked up interview or whatever, you don't hire them, now you the bad guy, or you the sellout, or you the person, the coon, or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I have had interviews with a black person. Like, one interview I had was the other place that we both interviewed at. I was a black dude that was sat in the interview, and he was trying to groom me more than what the white boss was doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like, damn, like, calm down,
Calm
the fuck down, dude.
We were just talking about that because I feel like the other sis at work, I feel like she's a lot harder on our people of color because she's trying to push them further so they can navigate corporate America. Like, it's like she's trying to groom them and she's doing it out of love, but it does come across as she's being way more tough on them. And like, at first you'd be taken back. You like, sis, Like, we in this together. Like,
Right.
I thought I was coming out for lunch, and she's like, no, what you need to do is you need to take a half-hour lunch, and she's like, you need to finish these reports.
But that probably comes from a place of like giving people an opportunity and them embarrassing them.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that we have to do that, but it's like, you know, they say like one bad apple, you know, it kind of ruins it for everybody. But I kind of wish we wouldn't do that because it kind of turns people off.
But I see that all the time. Like, if a person of color messes up at work, it's not like, oh, you know, Lindsay forgot to hire such and such.
Right.
It's
All
damn,
the black people.
Man, the black people suck. They just
Can't
letting
do nothing
anybody up
right.
in here.
Exactly.
And you like, oh, that's weird because my master's degree didn't say that. Like,
Right. Like, no,
Yeah.
Lindsay just sucks.
Right. Damn.
Right, like, for clarification.
I think it'd be too, like,
Ouch.
I think it'd be too, like, people with, like, power corrupts, you know what I'm saying? People with authority like that, most of the time, well, I ain't gonna say most of the time, some people never had that much authority over people, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it get to their head on top of, I gotta show I'm authoritative to impress this probably higher white boss that's over me. So I gotta show him that, you know, so I'm strong, I can handle this, I could be this guy. Oh, this black person coming in. We, like I said, we kind of got that unspoken relatedness, so I can go hard on him without him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a white dude you going hard on, it's like, oh, complaints coming. But this black dude is kind of like, okay, she tripping, but since we brothers and sisters, I could deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think it'd be too, though. But, you know, it's like racism, you know what I'm saying? You can't really prove it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never could go up to a white person, but, oh, you racist? They can always say, no, I'm not, because you can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? Or you discriminate against me? You didn't hire me because I'm a woman? No, you just didn't qualify. You know they didn't hire you because you're a woman, but you can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's fucked up, though.
I think we're expected to take more in the workplace sometimes, too. I think sometimes we're looked at as we should be thankful that we're here versus, like, I've earned my spot here.
Women or black people in general?
Both.
Okay.
Especially being a black woman in corporate America, like, they really look at you like you shouldn't complain. Like, you should be thankful you're here.
You know, it's interesting because I had this conversation earlier this year when everything was kind of disrupted in the world, especially like with the riots and just like the climate of the world. And we had a conversation and I kind of like spoke up to my coworkers and saying, you know, like, I'm kind of frustrated as a black woman because I want to express myself and express the fact that I'm uncomfortable, you know, in this world right now. I'm kind of uncomfortable doing my job right now, but I can't really express myself because I don't want y'all to think I'm angry or like, you know, mean or, you know, like, I feel like when black women try to express themselves, we always have to be accountable for like how we do it. Like, if y'all pissed off, y'all can be pissed off. Y'all can be mad. Y'all can be aggressive and like do all that stuff. If I do that or if Pearl do that, oh, Paris
like
is
crazy
right. Paris
woman.
is a bitch. Paris is she's aggressive. We can't talk to her.
She got an attitude
right.
problem.
She got an attitude and it's annoying.
I think that applies to just black people in general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, women, they're a little bit more like discriminated against, but I think just that example you talking about applies to black people in general because if Mac being 6'3", whatever, if he just started going off, now he the big crazy black dude that's gonna start attacking people.
You know, I mention
You know
that
what I'm
in
saying?
interviews. Like when I have interviews with people, I mention stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I do interviews with people, like most of my jobs I do like dealing with people, customer service, and relate to people. So I tell people like, they're like, how do you feel like you connect with people? I'm like, well, I know myself. My me being my stature, my size, I smile a lot and I try to be more friendly. Because if I don't smile, I look angry and I do the look to them. I stop smiling and just sit there and look at them.
Yeah, you angry.
I'm like, I look angry.
Right.
So like most of the time I deal with people, I try to relate to them on their level, speak calmly, not too aggressive. I tell people in interviews all the time, like, I know myself, I know the perception of me in America, so
But that's good, like that you're aware.
yeah.
Even though it's unfortunate that you have to be, but
Which is why I don't ever want to work for people. I mean, you got to, you know what I mean? But I try my hardest not to work for people. You good on this? All right, we got another, well, I guess we were still on the same subject, but we was talking about like criticism. I guess that's the kind of the same thing. Getting criticized for like being a certain gender or race or whatever. I guess it's kind of the same thing as discrimination or whatever. Because like we were saying, kind of, I guess what we just talked about, or you you the prominent black woman, and you.
I think they ties into both.
Yeah, that's what I said. I guess it's the same thing. You a black woman, you snap. Now you looking like the bad
but
guy.
sexism is real, even though people, sometimes try to act like it's not. But it's very real. It just depends on how it shows up.
Yeah, I don't think like women. Let me see how I want to put it. You don't think women got way more like leverage than like what they used to? I don't know if I want to use leverage like.
Well, I think we've come a long way. Right, like
I definitely think that we have evolved. I definitely wouldn't say that like we have reached equality in the workplace because
in general.
In general, because the old boys club is real.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, like CEOs are men on top, and they boys. They like to go on golf outings. Like, they like to do.
You know
stuff
what I'm
like
thinking
that.
about? I don't know. It was a movie with Taraji P Henson, and that came.
Yeah,
and like when she got the ability to hear what her coworkers were thinking, because she was a woman in an all male workplace.
You want to hear what men think?
Sometimes I think I do,
don't.
but to be honest, I don't think I do.
I feel like we know. It'd be like sex,
No, you don't.
sex.
Well, not even just sex. I think. Never, I don't know. I just feel like it would probably below me, like knowing what men think. Honestly, I don't think I would probably be able to handle it as much as I think I would.
Our life is just so simple. Y'all understand?
Would y'all want to know what women think?
Yeah.
Why?
Nah.
But y'all, all you have to do is ask.
I
like,
don't
a woman will tell
because
you.
y'all think too much stuff. I don't.
I would like to know.
Y'all gonna have 4 people.
Have you ever just
y'all
asked
stuff.
a woman what she
I
thinks?
ask women what they feel and what they think. Women put you through the ring. You like, what's wrong with you? Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna go
Nothing.
chill.
I don't do all
So
that.
you gonna walk away and while I'm trying to talk to you, you just said nothing wrong. Well, obviously something wrong with me. All right.
Okay, after the initial, that part.
I don't want to know what y'all think.
Okay.
It's probably
'Cause-
easier that way.
Yeah.
In some ways. I understand that. I get that.
Cause y'all probably got like 5 different personalities in y'all head.
Maybe just 2.
Right.
Like,
Or 3.
it's work Lindsay, personal Lindsay.
It's probably more than that. I don't have to talk to.
But I really feel like if you just ask, we'll tell you. It ain't secret.
And we do
Oh,
tell
that's
y'all
definitely
though.
not
Y'all
true.
just don't listen.
That's not true.
That's very fair.
We do. I think women, we tell you all.
Have you ever,
y'all don't listen.
Have you ever did this? Riding in the car, babe, I'm hungry. Okay, what you want to eat? I don't know. I thought you was gonna figure it out.
No, because I always know what I want. I want Mongolian.
No, I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's
So
food. I mean, do y'all always know what y'all want to eat?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay.
If we got it in our head, we was like, yeah, we want some pizza. We gonna go.
I
there.
think I do. I leave a lot of stuff up to women, so I don't want to get it wrong. Like if I get the wrong stuff, you like, I really want this. So I really kind of leave it up for a woman to decide like what they want. Cause
So you got people turning down free food.
I guess
That's
I
crazy.
don't have nobody that's turning down free food. I'm just be to myself. I just work.
You just work. Your women don't turn out free
I
food.
don't have no. Things have for admission.
She said that I'd like to remind people don't be offended.
You know what I got a question about? This ties into other questions, I think. I don't know how religious y'all is and stuff like that, but I get women all the time, when I was coming up. Because I'm Muslim. So I get women be like, they can't be with somebody who they don't love Jesus and stuff like that. I get that from time to time. Like, do that play a factor when y'all date somebody?
You want to go first?
Lindsay's married.
Right, I'm married, but still no. I'm not very religious. Like I didn't grow up in the church. I've still never read Bible cover to cover. So I don't have a lot of those like things instilled. I celebrate Christmas. I do holidays. I do all that stuff, but it wouldn't have bothered me. Like I could have went as long as the love was pure and real. I was cool.
What about for your kids? Your kids like, I'm an atheist, mama. I don't worship Satan. You're like, okay.
That's gonna be real weird for me, but
okay,
it's
I'm
gonna
not
be real
coming
weird.
over. I'm not
I'll
coming.
be like my kid upstairs doing his satanic calling.
You're right, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna pass.
So let's just ask, like he said. So, do you believe in? Because I know a couple people. All my kids are free spirit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe in like forcing your kids to believe in your beliefs? Like if he a Muslim, he forces his kid to be a Muslim or whatever.
I don't necessarily think it's like forcing them. I do think like obviously like when you have children, you're raising your children to believe what you believe, and that's just kind of natural. Like, you know, I grew up in a going to church, a Christian non-denominational church, so that's what I believed, and that's what my family celebrates, and that's just what it is. I don't necessarily think like my parents forced it on me. It was just our culture. That was just normal for us. I plan on raising my kids like to my belief, because that's what I believe now.
What's your belief?
Right, that's my belief
What's your
system.
belief?
So I'm a Christian. I identify as a Christian. I go to a non-denominational New Thought church, and I'm also a very spiritual person. So just like Pearl said, like, I can be honest, I've never read the Bible back to back. Do I know some things? Yes. Do I study it? Yes. Like, you know, listen to things like that, because I think my faith, I mean, I got a whole blessed necklace on. You know, I mean, I'm very immersed in my faith to a certain degree. However, like, depending on what my child wants to believe, I don't think I would necessarily reject them for it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, if they talking about they worshiping a Satan and all that other stuff, no, that's not gonna fly in my house. I don't do that. Like, no, that you gonna have to roll out. Like, that's weird. That makes me uncomfortable. I still love you, but you can't be drawing stars with salt and candles and circles and calling on whoever. We don't do that.
So is you making them believe what you believe?
No, you ain't gotta believe it. You just can't do it at my house.
Because you kind of like still in a way choosing. Because if you say, okay, you could go, you don't have to believe this, honey. But he decide he want to draw the star and bring up demons. That's his belief.
That's a direct, like,
you see what I'm saying?
It's a direct opposite of what I believe, and I think it makes me so uncomfortable that I couldn't flow with that. Now, if he there's a bunch of different religions and beliefs and things like that, like, I wouldn't be upset about. To be honest, I kind of always felt like whether I was dating someone or whatever, like, if they believed in a higher power and understood that, like, you know, had some type of form of spirituality, believed in a higher power, worship in some form, not Satan, because we don't do that. But
it's higher power.
Like a moral code.
Like a moral code. Anything but him, because we don't do that. But I think I would be okay with, because to be honest, in a sense, I feel like most of these religions, they're all intertwined anyway. I really honestly feel like they're all really the same, just different setup. Now, there are some differences, obviously, but I really feel like in a sense they're the same.
What about y'all kids?
I'm making my kids believe what I believe, because to me, like, just the problem you just explained.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, Dad, you said I ain't got to believe that, but I want to believe this, but you don't like it, so I can't believe it now. And what if this the thing that he really like? So now I'm kind of contradicting myself. Now I'm sounding crazy because I just told you can't do this. Now I can't do this neither. See what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, until you legally can't live with me no more, go do your own thing. But before that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be just like, you know, I guess obscenely strict. You feel me?
Right.
But I'm gonna make sure, look, this is, like I said, the moral code. This is what we follow, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody had to teach you, don't kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? That was taught to you, you know what I'm saying? If I never teach him don't kill nobody, and then he go kill somebody, and I ain't know I couldn't kill nobody. That's my fault. You know what I'm saying? I ain't teach him don't kill nobody. So
I think to a certain point, you're going to raise them how you want to raise them, right? Like, you know, your 6-year-old, like JJ going to church with Jeremy. Like, that's a given.
Right.
But, like, you know, JJ may turn, like, 16.
Well, is JJ?
That's her mythological son.
Right, her hypothetical child. We call him JJ.
We call him
Mythological.
JJ.
Right.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
Little
He
Jeremy
doesn't.
Jr.
Right.
Okay.
So
right.
if JJ wanted, you know, JJ was 18 or 16, 17, and he was like, you know what, I'm just not feeling this Baptist church no more. Like, I really feel that, you know, I like this religion, or I'm really interested. I've done my research. Like, I'd like to try this new church up the block. Like, there's nothing in me that's gonna be like, oh no, you can't do that.
Right.
And I would hope that we've instilled like foundations of higher belief and spirituality, that they would choose something in the realm. But at the same time, like, I'm not forcing nothing on my children.
So
like,
what if her issue come up where he go completely opposite?
So
Well, he be like, I did this research. This make more sense to me. Whatever.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
I really hope that there's no like salt crystal pyramid happening in my basement. I'm really gonna hope that is not a thing. Like, I don't want to see no baby goat
Just
one
go
day
ahead
and
and
then it's gone
block
the
Pearl
next.
now. I'm be like,
Oh man.
I'm like, why we can't see Auntie Pearl and Uncle Jeremy? That's why. I don't play them reindeer
But
games.
I mean, I really believe that people have to have their own path in life, and if people are constantly dictating what they can do, is their life truly their own? And I believe that in all facets, not just religion.
So you say, okay, so I was gonna say at what age? So you say like 16.
Mm-hmm.
So what if before that? You know what I'm saying? He watching hella TV or
Right, my 7-year-old,
YouTube
he's not
or
going.
something.
I mean, because he got to have a parent chaperone. Like, I'm not going. So, like, you're going to have to wait till you can drive yourself.
I mean, by that time you're gonna be pretty
I just don't feel
grounded though, right?
like, I don't feel like a 6-year-old needs to be going to the Satan.
I mean, honestly, I think about when I was younger, like how many choices did I really have? It was just kind of like, this is what we doing, and roll with it.
Right.
I think too, with that, I guess this gonna be kind of contradicting my point, but I think that that make kids want to change stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, I grew up in the church and I used to hate going to church. Like, it was just straight entertainment for me. Like,
You were forced to go every
I was
Sunday?
forced.
Okay.
And I used to be in there. They shout, I'm laughing. And, like, I was not, like, it was entertainment to me after a while. So I'm like, I gotta go. So I might as well
What
find
denomination was your church?
something. I think it was Baptist.
Okay.
So after a while, I'm like, okay,
Now
since
you
I,
want to do the just like the Power Rangers in the corner. Like.
and you sell bean pies.
Oh
But,
Oh, my goodness.
but like I was saying, but anyways, like I was saying,
Nah, kind of hard back then.
Oh.
like I was saying,
They laugh.
making me have to go kind of when I didn't have to go no more, I was ready to run out. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't believe in God or nothing, but it made me want to run out so quick, because if it would have been just like you ain't gotta go, just, you feel me, take your time, or because I think eventually, you know what I'm saying, if you research or whatever you believe, it hits you somehow, you know what I'm saying, whatever you believe, it got to you somehow. Instead of trying to force this on you, you know what I'm saying, now you just like, I'm forced, I don't even want to do this shit no more, because it's forced, you know what I'm saying, even if it's right or interesting, I don't want to do it because you're just forcing it on me too much. So I think that's what kind of drove me away from like the whole church.
I agree. I used to go to church and every Sunday and stuff like that. I used to go because one, I knew my grandmother, my grandma was gonna buy me some Maxwell Street Polish afterwards. So I love that.
He was in it for a bargain.
And two is like I used to go there and be like some creep man shit, like just looking at the girls and shit, like creepy, creepy little kid shit.
Yeah,
Not
I was
after
on
And
it.
then third, it was like that shit was just too long. Like,
Oh my god!
I knew I was done. I knew I was done when we was in church from sunrise to like it was there like 10 o'clock. We was there like 10 o'clock to like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock and 7 o'clock at night. And I was like, man, I can't do this no more. I can't.
Like, how many hours you think that was? You was in
A
the church?
job. That's how
No pay, huh?
Like you worked a job.
That was a job. I felt like I was at a job.
No, yeah, that's a long time to be at church.
Exhausted. I felt so many. I felt so many different ways about. I felt.
Was that a special occasion or
It was
just?
like it happened too many times for me.
Okay.
When I spent New Year's and stuff at church, I'm like, yeah, I'm not spending my New Year here. You know.
I used to have to do that.
I
shit
became
too.
Muslim. I'm like, I go there for 45 minutes and I'm out.
I used to have to do that too, man.
Recorded, bro.
New Year's, oh man, we used to be.
Events at the church.
Oh my gosh.
Pearl, like I can't
So
relate.
I can't relate. So I went to a church. I'm from Normal, Illinois. So like they didn't have.
Like Bloomington.
So my church was 30 minutes because they had a set up for next service. So the longest service I ever went to was 35 minutes. The pastor got a little
Damn.
long-winded,
Y'all
and he
was
went 5
organized.
minutes over. And we was like, dang, like he said 30 minutes. Like what's up with these
Y'all
5
went
minutes?
5 minutes over.
5 minutes
and y'all
over.
was ready to
and
go.
the pastor was like, apologizing. He's like, I'm so sorry, but one of our good sisters, like, she has an announcement to make, and I got to get this out here. So like the longest service I ever went to was 35 minutes.
Was that a black or white church?
Had to be a white.
Normal.
It had to be a white. Y'all ain't
Black
singing.
I was like,
auntie
No
was standing in front of the church door when the pastor started preaching. She was standing in front of the door. You could not leave.
You ain't leaving.
You could not
What?
leave.
Oh
Like
yeah,
prison.
the ushers was like security
You
guards.
could not leave.
Oh man.
Man,
You couldn't
I mean,
leave.
I'm at church. They do close the doors and then they open it up when they let people in at certain points. But I mean, I've never been held hostage at church.
They always leave the doors
I was like,
open.
no, the doors are.
Boy, the ushers
they
was
had to leave the
unarmed
doors
security. I'm
open.
telling you.
Because that's what the cookies and juice were
No,
for
cookies and juice.
What?
your snack during service. They had the
What?
cookies
Y'all
and
had a
juice.
snack?
Snacks?
What? Boy, you get punched if you was eating in church, boy.
At my mother's church, they did have
Snacks?
at my
Cookies
mother, they
and
sold
juice?
nachos. But that was like,
Pearl.
they sold
My
nachos
Pearl.
like that. But at my
Boy.
grandma's church, that was in the hood. And like, they at the door, snacks, none of that.
Oh, yeah.
You locked in there.
You had it
No.
good.
Yeah, they had we had like the nice coffee station, and then they had the cookies, the juice, and like usually some type of pastry. So that's
For
why
free?
yeah.
For
I
free
mean,
too?
I mean, we paid for it with our donations to the church.
What you mean offering?
The
Or your
offerings,
tithe?
the-
Your
How many
offering?
times you take the like offers
Oh
to the
my
church?
gosh. How many offers did y'all
I mean,
take?
they did it once during each service, and there was
Nah,
probably
it was
four
like
services.
it was like 3 times in one service.
Half.
And don't let a new pastor come. Let's say a new pastor, he came all this way.
Yeah, bro, let me tell you this, bro. This was my last straw. This was when I got older too. This is when I was like, I ain't gotta go to church, but I'm gonna just go one time. This dude came from Vegas. This pastor came from Vegas. When I tell you, bro, he took, I want to say 5 offerings. He took a regular offering. You know what I'm saying? He getting the crowd hyped up or whatever, because I kind of seen the entertainment. So I'm like, he getting the crowd hyped up.
5?
And then he was like, you know, we got to get an offering for this brother right here, too. An offering for some preacher that was up there. Then he had to get his offering for him. Then he got to get an offering for the regular pastor that was there.
And people put money in each
People
time.
was, look, you know, black people, after a while, black people looking at it like, look, man, I'm broke, bro. I ain't finna keep giving you the money. But it was people still going up there. And I was like, yeah, it's over with.
I never saw a lot of cash in the offering thing. Like, you fill out your credit card information and you put it into the little bucket.
Oh, y'all was cold. Y'all had
We do
credit.
that now. We figured
What?
out, like now at church, like they've figured out a method where you can, like, you know, just do it from your phone, like, you know, pay through your card, and you don't have to actually be in church to give now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they getting
They
money.
just set it up on a weekly, like, you know.
Yeah, you can give weekly, you can give monthly. It's a business.
But they had the credit card set when you was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we just got
Oh
there.
my gosh, that's new technology. How they had that in school, some
No,
shit.
they had, like, it was like a paper you filled out, and, like, you put your name on there, and then you'd put, like, your, you know, card information, and you put it in a little envelope and put it into the offering basket. And then they would send you a receipt in the mail.
I've never really gotten a
Joel
receipt.
Osteen.
Joe,
Church.
What?
Joel Osteen Church.
bro, to this day, I never ever seen. I ain't been in my old church in years, but I don't think they got no credit card machine.
But you don't have to stay at your childhood church. I've noticed, like, some of my adult friends, like, I've noticed, like, they've kind of outgrown their childhood church. And they found other places to go, which I know sometimes it's kind of taboo. People don't like that, but I mean, you have to go, you know, where you feel fulfilled.
I had to go there. That's all my family at.
But you don't
my uncle
have to
is the
go.
pastor, so I had to go.
But you don't have
I mean,
to go.
like I said, I ain't been in years, so. But yeah, y'all getting money over there.
It was very
Black
nice.
pastor had a field day with y'all.
Oh my gosh.
One skirt, they came up.
What kind of car your pastor drive?
You know what?
Let me
I
stop,
don't even
man.
know.
Let me stop.
For real.
The holy
no.
one.
The holy
holy
car. The holy
I
car.
But not for that. I don't want to go. I don't want to go too deep in that because church is just crazy, man.
Yeah, I coming up with your wallet, really.
Man, church is just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Pay the cost to get that Lord to get them blessings.
Oh man, like, and then another thing, not to like try to bash nothing, but Peter Popoff, right? The nigga used to sell the white dude used to sell the miracle water at like 3 in the morning. Y'all remember?
Oh,
that?
like on like BT after
Yeah.
dark.
Oh man, when I seen that,
BET growing up.
You didn't watch BT after dark?
We didn't have BET in my house.
oh man.
I had MTV.
Crickets.
I was like, it got real quiet.
If you
in
stayed
here.
up, if you stayed up at 2 o'clock, man,
I used to stay up that late.
Well, you stay up to 2 o'clock, boy. BT was.
You was selling holy water for like
BET
$19.99.
Even on school days, bro.
BT was a whole nother.
It's kind of crazy to think that BT used to actually run BT Uncut
BET
and the stuff that they used to play.
Boy, I mean, uncut.
They play regularly now.
Nelly,
Well, now they
Nelly
could.
Tip Drill.
Yes,
Yeah,
they used to play that video a lot.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Oh man, yeah.
You gotta watch
You
it.
could probably find it anywhere now.
I'm sure it's on YouTube. I'll
Yeah.
add it to my list.
It's not
Yeah.
even that bad no more.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
considering the things that are out now, it's not. But back then,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, back then they couldn't show that during kid hours.
Yeah, you got to stay up like 3 a.m.
And y'all was bad.
Yep.
We couldn't have TV on in my house
Oh,
after
my
8
mama
o'clock.
worked overnight.
Who
coulda got away
could
with
watch
anything.
TV at 3 a.m.? You just turn on your TV or just.
But it was like in the living room. We didn't have TVs in our rooms.
Oh, see, I had a TV in my room.
Oh.
My TV time was limited, if you can't tell.
In
I was
Bloom- in
supposed to
Bloomington?
engage in extracurricular activities. So I was volleyball, track.
Yeah, but at
basketball,
9 o'clock at night,
swim
like
team.
late
There was no
afternoon.
TVs. Like it was one TV in the house.
You
You
a
was a-
Mormon?
you was a- I was like, you was sheltered. You. I was funny. They taught you well because I was sneaking and doing whatever. If you told me not to
Like,
do
for
it,
real,
I
like,
was-
it's like yeah, it was sheltered.
And I was not sheltered though. Like my mom, and this is why, like, you know, even going back to what we were talking about before, like when you really like instill a lot of trust in your kids, like, and you have that open communication, like, you know, your kids are gonna turn out very well. Like my mom never had to worry about me. Like she worked, like she was a single mom. Like I raised myself in a sense, and we did a good job together. Like we worked as partners, we functioned. She didn't have to worry about me doing all this extra stuff because if I wanted to, I just had to ask.
you got whoopings or you?
No, I've never been whooped a day in my life.
It's because she
You
didn't
don't
want to
whoop
whoop
kids?
you, or it's because you never got in
Yes,
trouble.
she gonna whoop her kids.
I probably
That's-
deserved
you
a
can't
few, but my
whoop
mom
your-
didn't believe in
you
it.
can't whoop your kids.
I don't plan to. I really, child discipline to me, it looks a little different. But, you know, I also, you know, I'm married, so my person may decide that they got whoopings, so they may be doing some whoopings, and I'm gonna have to
He
be
gonna
okay
whoop
with
them
it.
and start crying. Well, Liz, you won't believe what I had to do today.
My poor babies.
I always say if my kid's gonna be bad as hell, I ain't gonna whoop my. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna be fun to smack him. And I'm gonna just start laughing. Like, why did you do that shit?
I ain't whoop my kids.
Yeah.
I can count on my hand how many whoopings I got in my life.
I think if you do it right, you won't have to whoop your kids all the time. I think there's a certain level of respect you need to instill in your kids. Now, I mean, kids are gonna be kids, and there's gonna be things where, like, you know, they do something and you can't do nothing but, you know, want to whoop them or curse them out because that's some people's preference. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I can count on my hand too, probably the amount of whoopings I got. I didn't get many. I think I was more scared of my parents from like the tongue lashing. Like, it would be like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like my mom and dad. Like, I was more scared of me getting cussed out for my behavior than getting hands put on me.
Well, you know now though. I mean, we grew up in the era where you get your ass whooped whether you did or not. Now, they'll call DCFS. The kid will call it on you. My mama
Right.
hit me, or that, or I don't know if kids still run away from home, but
They do. So I work in
oh, they
child
do?
welfare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say kid will run away from
Saving
home.
the world, both of y'all. Saving the world. One
On
child
different,
at a
different
time.
interests.
I'm different, right?
I really, we do that. We good people. We be trying.
I try.
So you see like hella cases where kids ran away or
So
their
I-
mama was whooping them too much or
Well, yeah, I think child welfare in general is an interesting thing because, I mean, in all seriousness, it is pretty sad, some of the things that, like, the kids have to deal with and stuff like that. But, like, you know, I've encountered some pretty, like, interesting scenarios and, you know, kids run away and abuse is very real. You know, like, it's very real. But there's a fine line between, you know, like, whooping your child and abusing your child. And I think a lot of people, as adults, they like, I don't know if that was just like discipline or if that was like borderline abuse. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Man.
believe you.
We used to get whooped with switches. You think that's abuse?
Hindsight,
Personally or job?
Yeah.
She said personally or
Right, or
professionally?
the job. Like,
And my auntie used to throw like irons at us and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got to
hot irons?
Not hot iron, but shit. Like, we used to put, so my auntie,
What?
She was like my great auntie. She was kind of mental, and so we used to always just bother and mess with her and shit. And so she was like, if you got, it was like a game. If you got caught,
You
you
getting
get your
whooped.
ass.
Yeah.
Like, we all mess with her. We all scatter and run, and you was the last one to get caught. You getting your
That was
ass.
bad.
You getting your ass. You daddy gotta tell your mother so she can fight her. Like, you daddy gotta tell your mother like so she can go fight out auntie. Like, you getting your ass tore up. Like, you getting it. It's like we'd do something, we all just spat out rub, we'd push them on the floor, we'd do something like that to get away. It's like a game.
Oh yeah, we ain't used to do that, but I did have this uncle we used to always fuck with. Like, we'll break in his truck, take stuff out of his truck. We'll like sneak in his garage and take stuff.
And this is why you need to put your kids in activities.
What activities will stop kids from being bad?
That's what I'm saying. Kids is kids, though. I
Right.
guess that's what the whooping is for. You know what I'm saying? Because you can yell all you want. Now, I done seen kids as like one of my cousins got so many whoopings. He just didn't get it. Like, you can whoop him to his day. He probably not going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's too, like how my mama got me, like, I ain't get that many whoopings because I learned my lesson. But it was a time where I was like hard-headed, like I'm going to keep doing the same shit because I wanted to. I knew it was wrong, but I wanted to do it. She got me where she started taking shit away. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I guess she was thinking like the whooping ain't doing nothing. It's just quick pain. He going to get over it.
That's because people
They
whoop
gon-
kids and don't explain why they whooping the
Yeah.
kid. You can't whoop
Well,
a
the
kid and
kid
not
be
tell
knowing
them.
though. Most of the time.
Sometimes, but I think a whooping would be more effective if you told the kid why they was getting whoopings.
Yeah. But she used to just take, like, after a while, I am taking your PlayStation for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that'll hurt me more than a whooping would. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think stuff like this, like I said, especially in this society, where you have to go to jail for thumping a kid now. You know what I'm saying? So you better get creative shit.
Right. I remember when my mom took my SIM card out my phone.
Oh yeah, I know
Right.
that hurt.
Right. It did. It hurt so bad.
I know that hurt.
That wouldn't have made a difference.
Why?
I didn't really text people. My friends, I saw them at school.
Okay, Lindsay.
You had a shelter.
Right. I was just finna say.
You was the perfect kid.
No,
she wasn't.
No, I wasn't. However, my mama had a look, and I feel like I have that look. Like, I've been told that I have a look. So, like, when I feel like people really be messing up, I be kind of shooting this glare, and I feel like people just know to stop. Like, I've hit my limit. Like, it's about to go down. And that's the look my mama had, and I just feel like that's kind of just when you just kind of stop.
I feel like most black moms have a look.
My mama white.
Well, I'm thinking about my mama's look when you were saying that. Like,
Yeah, she definitely had a look, and I was like, oh, I've hit my limit. I'm going to go sit down, like, learn my lesson.
All right, let me ask y'all this kind of funny question. What if your child grew up to be one of them? She was for the streets. Like, when she hit high school, she was out there. But you knew, like, you just knew, you know what I'm saying? She was getting it in all the time or whatever.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, like, fast and all that, making it obvious, but you just knew she was out there.
Okay.
Like, how would you deal with that?
How old is she?
Or even, I'm going to take it a step further. The high school pregnancy.
Okay.
What if she say, I ain't gonna even say 16. I even give you 17. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She a junior.
Mm-hmm.
She a junior in high school, and she hit you with the whole pregnancy. Like, what would y'all be reaction? Like, would y'all be one of them? Oh, I ain't taking care of no kids. You know what I'm saying? Or you got to figure this out your own. Or you know what I'm saying? Because you know that's the first thing parents tell you. If you doing something, I ain't taking care of no kids. Don't get pregnant, whatever. Don't get no babies. So, like, what would your reaction be to that? She just became a junior in high school, and mom, I'm pregnant, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Initially, I think just as a parent, I would be disappointed because I wouldn't want that for my child. I think I would want my child to experience being a child, their youth, like graduating high school. Not that you can't graduate high school with a child, but being a carefree teenager, going to high school, doing events, going to college, living freely without the responsibility of taking care of a child. So I think I would be disappointed, obviously pissed, because that's, you know, I don't think any parent, that's their plan for their child to be pregnant at 17. But I think at that point, I would have to have a conversation with my child as far as like what they wanted to do, because at the end of the day, it kind of is, it's her choice. It's her choice as far as like what she wants to do in that situation. Me personally, I'm very pro-choice, because I think it is a woman's choice to decide whether or not she wants to be a parent or whether or not she wants to go ahead and terminate that. So I think that's a conversation I would have to have with my child. And then if she decides to go ahead and be a parent, hopefully me and my husband would have to figure that out, because unfortunately that's going to be, I hate to call it a burden, but that's going to be a lifestyle change. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I for sure don't think I would force my child to give up their child. I wouldn't force my child to have no abortion, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I would be like super happy. Yeah. I would be pissed, you know, and I think that's a natural reaction, but I think it's more important to talk to your child and support your child and have conversation and not isolate them. Because I see that a lot. A lot of parents isolate their child instead of like embracing them in this very hard moment. Because you got to think, she's a 17-year-old girl who's pregnant. Or even if it was my son, he's a 17-year-old boy who's about to be a father. That's stressful as hell. You know, cussing them out isn't going to change the fact that I'm about to be a grandma. It changes nothing. So I guess you just have to be, I think your approach matters, honestly. But I would be pissed. But it's all about the approach. Because what's done is done. They've already been fucking and sucking, and now they're pregnant.
Dang, how you know they was sucking? They might have.
But I mean, I don't know. That's just my turn.
It might have been a one-time.
It could have been a one-time. However, I highly doubt. I mean, we've all been teenagers before.
I think one time can happen.
It could happen. But again, I don't know. I don't know.
That's a hard one, but I definitely would be disappointed, but I definitely want to be supportive.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Be supportive of it, and it is their choice. However, I'm gonna feel like I failed too as a parent in that moment, because like I said, I believe in open communication. So like, why did my child not feel like they could come to me to talk about getting on birth control if they wanted to become sexually active, or you know, if it was my son, like there should have been a talk where we talked about safe sex. You know, if this was a freak accident. Like, you have to go with that, and like, no, I'm not going to be thrilled about being a grandma, but at the same time, like, it's their choice, but the responsibility at the end of the day is going to lie with them. I'm not taking that responsibility. Like, I'm not raising your child while you go off and live your life, because I see that happen a lot. That's not going to be me. Like, you're going to have to figure out how to do both. I saw a lot of people go to college, and they took their babies with them, and they figured it out, and if that's your life, that's you too. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, I don't think, like, because...
What you do, Mike?
I talked to his mama. Let his mama deal with it.
What?
Go talk to your son or your daughter. Y'all don't think like keeping the kids sheltered, that's making a chance higher that happening?
I think that no.
Because I think, to me, this from what I seen, like I got a cousin. You know, I'm not gonna put her name out there, but from my perception, I know she was sheltered. I know she couldn't never go do nothing. I know, you feel me?
She got out there in the streets.
When she got in the streets, she was popping the joints off. You feel me? Like instantly. As soon as you moved out the crib, boom, back to back. She got a nice bunch, and she not that old. You know what I'm saying? So just from what I think keeping the kids sheltered. Not saying you just gotta let your kid go out there and do whatever they want to, but I think keeping them sheltered is like. Is ramping that percentage of that happening up more.
Like sheltered as far as like not talking to them about
sheltered
sex?
as like, you can't do this. Oh, can I go with my friends? Nah, it's too late or something. Or it's like, you know what I'm saying, always trying to be overprotective or something. Like you trying to stop them from being that so much that you turn them into that.
Okay. You
know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah.
I feel like I actually agree with you a lot on that, because one of my people in college, she was very, very sheltered. Like her parents expected her to like check in like 4 times a day while she, you know, moved out for the first time on her own. But she was always the plug. She knew where the parties were at. She knew where to get a ride from. Like she always had like liquor on deck, and we, you know, I went to college at 17. So like she was in them streets. Like she would come back from class with like 3 bottles, and I'm like, bro, we not 21. Where you get those? Like.
Oh, she was in high school?
No, I'm younger, so I went to college at 17.
Oh.
I graduated high school 17. So, like, I'm
Oh,
really.
you that smart.
Oh, you was smart, huh?
That's what that sheltered life be giving y'all. You be getting smart. You be going to college soon, okay?
Or a late birthday.
Or a late birthday.
Right.
But who cares?
I was about to say it's the late birthday.
Right, like some of us, but it's cool. But I mean, sheltered kids, they do go buck wild. So like when they get that chance of freedom, they take advantage of it because they don't know how long until it's gonna be snatched away. So they feel like they gotta live it up in that moment because at any time it could be over. And that's how she felt. Like at any time her daddy could have drove down and picked her up. So like she was like, I gotta get it all out while I can. So and
Did
it
she
just
get
never
it all
stopped.
out?
No, it never stopped. But many blessings to her.
Oh, she still. How many kids she got?
She don't have no kids.
Oh, she just running rampant. At least she's safe, huh?
But safety is something that's like taught and instilled, and like sometimes you gotta do your own research. And at 18, I mean, you got options, you got your own, and I feel like education. Again, it always comes back to education, but like whether it's from a parent or a company or whatever, like you gotta protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How would you react, Mac, if you found out your daughter, dad, he gonna have a daughter
Like
though?
junior,
Junior high school,
You probably
17.
gotta take him to the hood. Get that plan.
Where you taking them?
That hood, that's a plan.
What?
The hood.
So you're not giving them no choice.
Bogus.
You just driving. You like get in the car.
I'm assuming they telling me because they want me to handle it for them.
Nah, just I need some compassion for
Oh
my
my
father. Some
I
love.
understand that that's fucked up. Like, it's cool, we're gonna get you through this.
We gonna get through this.
So we're gonna go to the hood.
You gonna get through this.
Okay. All right.
All right, straight to the point.
What I'm supposed to do?
You, I don't know. That's what we got you.
I'm supposed to, hey, let's go
You
to the hood.
bogus.
There's no understanding, no
I
conversation.
understand. I console them and everything. give
You
them
ain't
that
gonna
time.
ask them like if they want to do that.
I'll ask them, and
Like, you
let's say that she's like, yeah, I'm thinking about keeping it. I'm like, you kind of stupid.
Or if you tell them,
That's not
what if they
smart.
say I want to keep it though?
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Are you gonna give some information behind that? Like
Yeah,
why
I
you
give
feel
them
that?
like,
Okay.
I give them logical reasons about living their life. You 17, you don't know what you want. You don't want to this spot. Not like your child, 'cause you feel like they took something away from you.
Resentment. You don't want to resent your
You don't
child.
want to resent your child. You want to live free. You want to have. You're living bill free right now. You're gonna go from bill free to having to be responsible for a whole mouth. I'm not gonna feed that child. You know, so this is like you gotta feed.
You gonna feed that child? I think
not
that's
gonna
a
feed
tactic.
your
I'm not
grandson?
That's a tactic.
If she have it, like if I do it with the have the child, I love the child and everything.
But you
I'll be
know-
like,
But you're not gonna feed.
Most kids is
I feed
accidents
it.
anyway though. Like we
That's
said
not
before
Right?
though.
He's like, but I'm not gonna feed.
All of us is probably an accident.
I know, but it's just
You know what I'm
like,
saying? Let's just be real.
What?
Yeah.
anyway, ain't no kid.
Go ask your mama. You was probably an accident.
Ain't no kid
No,
playing.
I was wanted and planned.
You was a
I don't know about y'all,
favorite
but-
accident. Okay. But most kids are accidents. You know, they had. I ain't gonna say they had to talk like, should I keep it? They probably was like, oh yeah, I'm keeping it. But I'm sure they didn't like. We're finna plan to have a baby. Let's go get our baby stuff because we know we finna have one.
My
soon.
parents were married.
That don't mean they
So
planned.
they wanted them.
Excuse
they were
us,
like,
bastard.
Right.
Excuse us, bastard.
No,
right. I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but
Right.
my
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Elite. I'm sorry.
Elite.
Hell, us
Must be
bastards.
nice.
Us bastards. Dude.
Sorry you grew up in a wholesome home.
That must have been
Temporarily.
nice.
But at the time,
Oh.
So you don't think that was an accident? They was like, we finna have a kid now.
yeah.
You think they was like, we have?
No, I know. Like I know that they wanted a child. Like that's why I'm like, I
How long was
know.
they married before they had you?
3 years.
I can see it.
Oh.
I know that first year they didn't want no children. That second year they didn't
Yeah,
want.
they was late in the game.
Third year they
didn't
probably
want
just bored. Like, you know what?
one.
Yeah,
you,
my parents got married young though.
You
How
rare.
old was
They were 23 when they got married.
they? Are they still together?
No.
Okay. Are they 23 getting married? Man.
Yeah, they were 23 when they
That's
got
too
married.
young.
He
What's
ain't
wrong
did
with
it.
that?
Oh, how old was you?
23.
No, you weren't. 23. You was like 24.
24 maybe.
I ain't nothing wrong with
Man.
that.
I'm like, what's wrong with that?
I'm
No.
telling you, it ain't gonna end well.
Oh shit.
Damn are we taking bets?
I'm just playing.
$2.
You gonna try?
If Jeremy watching this, like,
Leave me. I'm just playing. Jeremy, if you watching this, bro, I'm just playing, bro.
right.
I'm just playing.
Okay.
Look, you
Thank y'all for coming
will
on.
leave him before you
Right.
leave.
Thank everybody for tuning in to Don't Be Offended Podcast.
You leave him before he leave.
The P spot.
No, I don't
We
know.
ruining
I think
marriages.
that's a perfect time to wait.
shucks.
I think that's a perfect way to go ahead.
You know what? We go in the dirty end. I think that's my cue.
Cute.
He's like, we're going to go ahead and end it here, but that's not the only thing ending.
Right.
Man.
You know what?
Shit.
I don't believe in the traditional marriage, but I hope y'all be together forever.
Gosh.
So,
What you believe in? What's that marriage you believe in?
I don't believe in the
Don't you
United
believe like if you lay with a woman that's your wife?
and other stuff.
So you'd be a common law eventually, because after so long, it's common law.
Well,
You got a lot of wives.
I was finna say I don't believe basically I don't believe in the marriage contract. The whole sign this now we married. Like what is signing a paper going?
No, I hated that part too.
You see what I'm saying? That's my only
I hated that.
discrepancy
I was like, I
about.
gotta sign
Like
what?
I give you a ring, we could do the whole wedding, whatever. I'm just not signing the contract because it's a contract.
Right.
It's a business deal. We
They
can do
hard to
business.
get out of.
Yeah, it's
So I've heard.
probably one of the worst business deals ever. So
I don't
that's
blame
what I
you.
believe in.
But do you feel like if you met the right woman, you would change your mind? Like if she said, I really want to be married. Like, I want this.
We can get married. I'm just not signing. I'll say if you really want to be married, we can sign a prenup then.
Okay.
You know,
You know,
if-
I hear that a lot
If
more.
she don't want to sign a prenup, then
There's nothing wrong with
you must
prenup.
don't love me that much. Then
I think prenups
You see what I'm
are
saying?
very safe because you plan things when they're happy versus like going through
Yeah.
without it. So I always push for people to get those because I think that's great.
You got one?
I didn't get one. I was 23.
can't you still change?
I don't think you can go back and be like,
I don't
hey,
know
yo.
if you can.
Oh man,
You might be able
No.
to, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Mike.
He giving advice over here. I'm like, so what else?
Don't listen to Mike.
Hey, look, somebody told me a marriage contract. If that was a business contract, that's the worst contract you can ever sign your name on. That's just what I heard. You know, I'm not married, so I don't know personally.
Tax exemptions would be great.
Yeah, I mean it's financial. Financially is like a good move.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all trying to like, save money or whatever. Together as one financially is a good move, but it's pros and cons to everything, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
I think the cons outweigh the pros to me. So most people want to say it's about love, but it ain't. To me, it ain't.
I think it's about love. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay. That's just to me.
I'm
You
like,
know, I don't
sure.
think it's about love.
Thank y'all.
Single people always get uncomfortable. I understand. We don't have to talk about it.
It's all good.
I believe in marriage. I
We
just
know
ain't married.
You come from that great home.
That must have been nice.
Right, while it lasted.
Oh,
Thank everybody.
Thank y'all for
Thank everybody for tuning in to Don't Be Offended Podcast. I like to thank our lovely guests for coming
coming
in.
back.
Thank you for having
Appreciate it.
Y'all made it a good show.
Hope y'all
again.
come on next time. We come to y'all. Whatever we can.
Right, we need to have y'all on ours. We're trying to get it together, but we're glad you all let us come back.
Oh yeah, most
So,
definitely. Anytime. Appreciate y'all. Y'all want to do y'all little shout out for your,
yes, so you all can be sure to follow us at the P Spot on Instagram. So it's at the P Spot Podcast on Instagram, and then we release episodes on a weekly basis. We actually just dropped the episode last weekend talking about relationship expectations and security issues. So go ahead and check it out. Follow our page, and follow us for more content.
No, she did it perfect. I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
I know the lady was
Right.
looking at her while she
I'm
was saying, I'm
Right.
like, history. You're like, Asian.
Right. I just co-host for her. As you
Right.
can see who runs it.
Right.
I'm just the co-host.
You can follow me on Twitter. You probably go down and follow me the next day, but I don't care.
Right, because he needs those 2 Twitter followers
You
back.
know what I'm saying? I need my Twitter followers back. I say stuff interesting. Follow me on Instagram. M Devins. Everything is M Devins. Facebook. Don't follow me on
unfollow.
Facebook. I ain't the same guy on Facebook.
I don't think anybody's the same on Facebook.
Yeah.
I only know one person who's the same on Facebook, and I ain't gonna go with one person. He treat Facebook like Twitter.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
We gone.